Okay, welcome back to PyraPOD. This is the newest design for ViviPOD and ViviPOD version 2. Because version 1 I have made earlier video explained that the early the version 1 has the bubble generator and the platform. But this one we simply put it above, simply put it right on the top of the platform, and we drill a hole in the center, and then we use this column to support the whole thing, but we also use this column, it's hollow square column, to actually produce bubbles, and the bubbles shooting down and divided into 4 sections, and then fill the space above water. You see, this shows the gap between the platform and the water surface, right? And this is the space the bubbles will fill the first place, right? And fill the entire space above the soap reservoir, above the soap liquid, and then it keep expand on all 4 sides, right? And then just keep expanding, and this fan simply pull air from not from outside but from the cavity, from the double layer cavity, right? Through this hole. This is actually a hole, but we have a pyramid. The pyramid give us a chance to put a window screen on all 4 sides. So the window screen will stop the bubble for a while. Without the window screen, the bubble will be, once the bubble foam expand and close to this edge, and then the negative pressure will pull the bubbles right in, right? And then will crush the bubbles. So that may prevent the bubbles to fill the very top of this pyramid, very top of the cavity, So that's why, right? That's why we simply use screen. The screen is to give some resistance for the bubbles, because the surface tension so that the bubbles won't be pull in right away. Some will be pulled in, but majority will stay outside until it filled the entire cavity, and then there's no place to go but to go through the screen, and then crushed by the fan, right? And then the fan will return the bubbles into liquid, and then the liquid falling down. So as you can see, there's a nozzle here. The fan is somewhere here, and then the nozzle will spray the soap liquid. We didn't put the screen, but the round hole, that's for the screen, and then that's the place the bubbles will be produced. Yeah, so that's it. So I'll give you another view. This shows the external film. We suggest you could use chloroplast, the translucent chloroplast, to make the support, cut into this shape, and then insert into each other and to form this structure, and then a platform, and then a bubble generator, in this shape. That's it. And then after so this is the view without removing the external layer. The color simply shows the difference, right? You could use the clear polycarbonate sheet to make the inner layer and the outer layer, and removing the external film, it will look like this, and then remove the internal film, will be like this. Then if we remove the bubble generator, will be like this. Yeah, this platform shows that we have two we have mechanism on two sides. For the bottom side, we have something glued onto the platform. So, and then it's a groove, right? And then when you lay down the platform, the platform simply grab the top edge of this cross, and then hold it there. Hold it still, right? And then down the edges, on the side, 4 edges, we have another, each side has another groove pointing upward. So that's for the place to grab the inner film, okay, inner cover, inner sheet, right? So that's what it is. Yeah, that's why it looks a little bit complicated, but it's actually very simple. The downward pointing groove to grab the four edges, and then the upward groove to grab the bottom edge of the inner film. Okay, and then removing the platform will be like this, right? Very simple. Just 2 pieces of material, and then they insert into each other, and then to make it everything stable. And then when we remove one vertical panel, and then you see the groove, right? You see this cut completely open, because then this is the place you insert another piece from top, but the bottom side, the bottom portion, the upward portion, it's cut, got cut, right? There's a slot, so that slot slide in, and then let's see. Oh no, normally no, it's the other one placed first, and this one placed last, right? Then got inserted. Yeah, that's how it is. Anyway, you know what I mean, right? It's pretty simple. It's not, rocket science. Pretty straightforward. And this is simply removing everything, and you have this, right? So that's it. Hopefully you understand. There's one thing I like to explain, because that's something hard to understand unless you make a model like this and do it yourself. That's the pressure difference between, the pressure difference between the inner pressure and the outer pressure. I'm talking about the round portion, right? This round opening. We didn't put the screen, but it's, the round hole actually supposed to have a reticulate film, and then then the bubbles spray soap liquid onto that screen, and then the fan create positive pressure, right, between the fan and the screen, right, and then create the pressure, and then and that pressure push the soap liquid out, right. I'm trying to explain, if you remove this bubble generator outside, then it's a different situation. Suppose the pressure inside the bubble machine is P, then when you produce bubbles outside, then simply it's the power of the fan that determine the pressure difference, because in the open air, right, we have the atmosphere, right, pressure, right, that's 1 atm, and then the fan gives you a pressure which is P. So simply the pressure difference is P, because it's P plus 1 minus 1. That's P, right? But if you put everything inside this model create an enclosed, a sealed space, right? And then suppose the pressure created by the fan is still P, but then on the other side of the screen it's minus P, right? Because when we because this enclosed structure, when the fan start to give pressure into the bubble generator, right? It's because it borrow air from from the other section, right? From the cavity, right? So we can say the pressure in the cavity is minus P, right? Because we simply move air from the cavity into the bubble generator, right? So if the pressure inside the bubble generator is P, then the outside, the outside in the cavity, right? When I say outside, it's not really means the outside of this model. It's the outside of the bubble generator, right? And basically this area, this cavity, and that's minus P, right? Because we simply borrow air from that section. This is critical, right? That's why you have to make a model like this to truly understand what I'm talking about. So then we know the pressure difference is P minus P, right? So then that's 2P, right? So it means the pressure difference within this model actually is double the pressure, right? Because one is inside, the pressure inside the bubble generator simply try to push the soap liquid through the screen, but the pressure outside is minus P, right? Trying to pull it from the other side. So that's why when you put everything in this enclosed and sealed system, you experience that it's much easier to produce bubbles than you operate the bubble generator outside. Yeah, and that's that's for a lot of people, this is something it's hard to grab, right? Because you have to really make the soap make the bubble generator and then use it outside in the open air, and then use it inside inside this this type of structure, right? And then you understand what I'm talking about, why the pressure difference is 2P instead of 1P, right? So yeah, that's something I like to explain. And then Cedric made a video based on an earlier version of this design, and then that video I'm going to show after this, and you'll understand and how it is and how it works, and show how the bubble flow, right? Anyway, so hope you understand, and hope you based on this you can make a model like this, without even needing the 2D file, right? Because you can find a square container, and then according to that size, you can design the other part, in proportion, right? As long as everything in proportion, that's you have no problem. Yeah. So that's it. Hope you like it, and hope you can make a model like this, and and play with it until you can produce bubbles, and the bubbles fill the entire cavity, and that means you have successfully, replicate this model. Okay, yeah, good. Talk to you later. I'm gonna make another video, and another video explaining not a model, but explaining a tent, a tent like uh, PyraPOD, something like this, but it's much bigger, and then that give you some functionality. You can use it as a tent, or use as a temporary shelter, as a even a small greenhouse, to grow some something inside, and that's it. So we'll see you in that video.